everybody. We're in the city of Edmonton, about to go and visit Paul Frederickson in Valhalla Center.
Heck yeah. So how far is this drive here, you guys?
It's a 5-hour drive.
No. Wait, and we're doing this for Paul?
Yeah.
Just for you, Paul.
Just for you,
Just
Paul.
for Paul.
God bless you.
We have the legislature over there. Beautiful Edmonton in the fall.
Beautiful Edmonton.
Let's show them the. Okay,
Show them the whip.
Here's our stuff. We got all of our recording stuff with us. Okay, we'll see you guys soon for the episode.
What's up, guys? Theology on the Rise here. We are en route to
4 hours out from Valhalla.
We're like we're like half an hour into a 4.5 hour drive here, but that's okay because we are very excited to get out there and to do this episode with Mr. Paul Frederickson.
That's right.
We were just sitting here chatting about podcast stuff, some stuff in development right now. We looking at a possible donation, which is very exciting when those things come about because, as you guys can probably imagine, running a podcast is not cheap. It's not free. So whenever something like this comes up, it's always very exciting. We feel very blessed and very grateful when that support comes our way. Oh, we're gonna get there. It's gonna be like 5 by the time we get there. Are we filming the episode tonight?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe around the campfire. We'll see.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
After a long drive, we're going to talk about mentorship and how... Yeah, maybe we should talk about that a little bit. Just like our mentors and how they have influenced us and that kind of thing.
Yeah. No, totally. That's the topic of the episode. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
I did. It's okay. You can always spin a yard when it comes to a topic like that. You don't have to do too much prep.
Exposing ourselves, how we prep for episodes.
Yeah. What are you guys planning to talk about with that? What do you?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably talk a little bit about... I've had a lot of spiritual mentors.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Jeremy. Talk about my youth pastor.
Jeremy's a pastor of Resurrection Lutheran.
Yeah.
In Camrose. Yeah.
Even Greg too, another pastor there.
Greg might get a shout out.
No, Greg will for sure get a shout out.
All things mentorship. Guys like Ted, we've had on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My parents. My old principal. Man, there's been so many people invested in me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, well, mentorship has always kind of been an interesting topic. I think I see myself as a mentor to certain people. I've kind of just like gone into that role throughout my childhood and then leaving home and working in ministry and camp and spending a lot of time with refugees and stuff when I was doing my internship in Red Deer. And there was a lot of kids who really needed a mentor figure. So I think I've fallen into that role quite a bit throughout my life, and that whole topic is something that I'm thinking about a lot recently, because just recently, like these last couple of years, it seems like God has been bringing a lot of potential mentor figures into my life. The first one being my current boss. He's a trades guy, just like Nathan's boss, but he's a Christian man. He's very strong in his faith, and he's got some really fantastic integrity, honesty, and just qualities that you want to emulate for yourself. You know, like it's always nice. It's a rare thing I find in the trades to have a boss or a mentor who you like want to emulate. Like,
Yeah.
no, this guy actually is someone that I respect and I admire, and because I feel like you don't get a whole lot of those people. You were recording?
Yeah.
How's it going, guys? We are 20 minutes out here from Paul and Valhalla. So, 20 minutes away from Valhalla. Yes!
It's actually a town name.
It's a town name.
We're not
Valhalla
talking about-
Center.
This isn't like.
Yeah, it's not like we're going to Valhalla.
We're going to we're gonna die in 20 minutes and go to Valhalla. No, but so we got 20 minutes left of this 3-hour and 45-minute journey. So where's a 4-hour?
Could you show them
Almost
the
5 hours.
beautiful Alberta landscape, or is it too
Yeah.
big?
So for those for our viewers who've never been to Alberta, this is Alberta.
It was a lot nicer earlier. We should have we should have talked a bit.
Yeah,
I think we got a bit of footage.
Yeah, we'll go through the valley.
Yeah, we had some beautiful landscape a while ago, some beautiful ridges and forests, and that's what we have in Alberta, are ridges and forests, I guess. A lot of open fields. I have never been this far north in my entire life.
That's
Yeah.
great.
This is new for me. I have never been this far.
I've been to Athabasca and I've been to Laklavish.
It's funny how you can travel like 5 hours and the landscape stays relatively the same. Like,
We are still in Alberta, Canada.
we're still in Alberta, Canada, and the landscape has
can
not
tell.
changed from leaving Camrose.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess we're gonna have supper here with Paul. He's gonna whip up some burgers and whiskey. We'll have a
Nice.
grand old time.
Then we're gonna sit down and record an episode. Maybe in the church, maybe outside, maybe at his house. Not sure yet. So we're here in Valhalla. Look at that church over there.
Nathan's making me carry everything.
Look at that church, the church bell. This is Paul's parsonage. He and his wife and his son live.
We are
Just had some awesome
not
pizza.
terribly far from the border.
Yeah, true. Dawson Creek is.
BC border.
The BC border.
Not the American
Yeah,
border
sorry.
for all those people watching.
The BC border. Take those.
We are remote.
It's gonna be a good episode.
If anyone watching wants to fund us to travel somewhere not in Canada, that's
To where you
near
are.
you.
Somewhere near you.
Theology on the Rise coming to a church near you.
Preferably warmer. We got any Floridians in there?
Maybe like a larger center.
Someone fund us a flight to Brazil. Make it happen, guys. Go
All right.
fund me.
And it's starting to rain, so we should get this stuff inside.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Theology on the Rise. I am your host, Caleb, and joining me today are my co-hosts, Nathan Carlson, Seth Hansen, and over here, the handsome fellow on the far end there, we got Paul Frederickson, a good friend of ours, and we're here joining him today in Valhalla.
We made it.
A town.
Made it.
We not the
Not the pagan afterlife.
not that one. Unfortunately, that's next week actually. So we have actually traveled almost 5 hours to come and see Paul Frederickson today. So he must be pretty important.
We're regretting it.
Oh yeah.
Paul made
It
us
was a
some-
good drive out here.
We had some
Paul.
excellent pizza.
We did.
And got to
Paul's
hang
an
out with
excellent cook.
Edmund. And
Yeah, my son. No, and I really appreciate you guys coming up here. I know that the drive is a little bit daunting. I remember the first time that I was making it, the question was, am I ever going to get there? Am I ever going to get there?
Yeah.
Am I ever going to get there? And then Valhalla is so small. When you're there, you're like, is this it?
Yeah.
It is really
Did I miss
teeny
it?
tiny,
You
but
blink.
man.
How many people live in Valhalla, would you say?
Last census that was done, 41.
Okay.
So I don't know the
Sheesh.
exact limits, but
size.
yeah, it's not too many people
We're
here.
like an eighth of the
Um,
population.
No.
Oh, thanks again for coming up. Yeah,
course.
right now I'm serving as the vicar of the Lutheran Church, so I'm the vicar of Valhalla, which is a really great title, I have to say.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been here for just over a year. I have officially finished my NALC internship, and I'm about a year out of ordination, and the church decided to keep me on. I'm here with my wife and my son, who you all got to meet.
Yep.
And no, it's been an absolutely wonderful time. And I have to say, just on the topic of today, I don't think I could do half of what I've been doing if I didn't learn from the people who have come before me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this episode, we're going to be talking about mentors, mentorship, what that has looked like in our lives, as well as maybe some biblical examples we can get into of what solid and biblically founded mentorship looks like. So, I mean, we've all of us four here today have had different mentors throughout our lives. I'm sure you sitting at home right now can think of some people who were significant in that regard in your own lives. So yeah, and we'll start off the conversation. Paul, what has mentorship meant to you? What does that look like in your own life?
Well, my seminary journey has been very unique.
Mhm.
I've gone to 2 different seminaries now, and I was very blessed that throughout it, I've always been partnered up with a fantastic pastor. Even before I started seminary officially, pastor of my home congregation had me up front in the alb, working, kind of seeing how the sausage was made. And yeah, first year, then they shipped me to a completely new congregation, and then next year came around, a new congregation. Seminaries typically make you go to 2 different locations. I opted to continue that. So before I ended up going solo here, I think I had 4 different mentors, plus I still have a supervisor here. So mentorship, starts off with, it's great because it sets up some guardrails. When you're new at anything, you don't want to go in solo. How many of you, just online, use Google as a kind of roadmap? But it's not the same as actually having someone there talking with you, is it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's true.
No, it's a great privilege to learn from other people. You also get to see the wonderful gifts that God, calls all these different people. Pick on you, Seth. You're looking at call to ministry.
Yeah.
And if you're anything like me, you're probably like, why me, God? Why me? Like, you see all the things that are wrong in your life. You see all the ways that you fall short of the glory of God. But when you're learning from somebody else, you can clearly see, oh, that's why God called them.
Yeah. Yeah. Often we're what's the saying? We're too close to the elephant to see that it's an elephant. And I think that's sort of the case with ourselves, right? As you said, why me, God? Why? Like I don't have the giftings for ordained ministry or whatever stories we spin about ourselves, and yet I can look at the people that have poured into my lives and just like, man, I want to emulate this about them, or I wish I had that quality. So I think you're bang on there.
Yeah.
I'm curious because you mentioned 4 different times, or 4 different mentors, I should say, that you've had.
Yep.
How have you seen God work in all of their different approaches? Like, how do you feel they approached mentorship differently, and how do you feel that you benefited from that diversity?
Well, you get to experience completely different teaching styles. You get the kind of free range where it's like, okay, you have a longer leash. Get to use that.
Was that later
But
on?
that
in
was
the line?
actually my second year. I had a little bit of a longer leash. And that taught me humility. Because when you have a longer leash when you're early on, when you fall
hard.
hard, right? But my very first mentor, it was a shorter leash. This is how you do like the cincture knot. This is where you stand. This is how things are done. It was very much the what is it? It's say the black, do the red.
Yeah.
Very much so, that kind of framework. And then, later on, as you sort of come to your own rhythm, you know what you want to do. You get familiar with your voice. Mentorship kind of changes. Now it's the fine tuning. Have you thought about this? You're doing this, but do you really know what that means?
Right.
So it becomes a little bit more that fine tuning argument. Right?
Yeah.
I think one of the, as a mentor figure, it's really important, because I think about this question a lot. Like I've had so many different bosses in my life. Like I've worked a variety of different jobs. You guys are all like Paul, you've gone to seminary. You guys are going to seminary or going to go to seminary, I guess in Nathan's case. I don't really have the same context in that regard, where it's like I've had Christian men who have acted as mentors to me, but I guess my experience is much more like within the workforce kind of thing. And I find a boss is very different from a mentor. Like you can have bosses who are leaders, but then you have bosses who are just like the guy calling the shot kind of thing.
Could you expand on that a little bit more? What do you think is the difference between like a leader and a mentor?
Yeah, like I've had so many different, leader or like bosses in my life, people who've kind of dictated, this is how you, build this, or this is how you construct this, or whatever it might be. And they kind of, they show you their style, but the best mentors I find, or the people who are really mentors, are the ones who will, it's really important that trust, I think, is established on the part of the mentor. Like, if your goal is to bring someone up in something, you have to, establish that it's like, I'm kind of for you. I'm on your side in a sense. And maybe that doesn't come right away, but I think that's a really critical part of mentorship.
Yeah, it's like criticism for you, not against you kind of thing, right? It's like, I want to give you feedback that builds you up and makes you into a better person, or a better at your job, or better at whatever it is that you're being mentored in, right? And
Well, just going off of that, it seems to be a mentor is one who tries to instill wisdom in you. Right. And we have those wonderful wisdom books in the Bible, and they're all trying to hammer that point home. Listen to this advice. God is for you. Do these things, not these things. No, I think that's a really good point that you brought up there.
And I guess a mentor is someone that they have more than just like the knowledge of a topic. It's more than just like they've read the books, and they have, they've gone to school for whatever the thing that they're going for is. They've actually walked the walk, and they have like put into practice the things that they have learned, right? And I think that's what makes a wise person, right? Like there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. The example that I like to use is that, knowledge is saying that a tomato is a fruit, but wisdom is knowing not to put that tomato in a smoothie. Right. It's like, that's just this classic difference of like your knowledge versus your experience, and putting those things together. And I think a mentor is someone who is wise, like you said, Paul, not just knowledgeable.
I guess my interest in this conversation is how this is applied to you. Like, usually how we approach episodes with our guests is like, we ask them, is there anything you're particularly passionate about that you would like to talk about? And in your case, it was mentorship. And so, take us through that. Why mentorship? Why is that so key for you?
Throughout seminary, just like what you were talking about, Nathan, reading through the books, learning all of this knowledge, it's fantastic. It's a great privilege to be able to go out and spend time on theology books. It's not everyone gets the chance to do that. But throughout all the different experiences, engaging with different congregations, that's where I felt like I was actually learning the most. You can read about pastoral counseling or talking with somebody who's just lost a loved one. But actually living through that with them, side by side, suffering with them, suffering yourself, that can't be taught. You can only learn so much in some ways. Now, I don't want all, let's say, knowledge to come from those experiences. There's a reason we have books. But I think that the things that have shaped me into who I am are primarily spending time talking through it with mentors, learning from their history. What are things that they have done well? What are things that they wish that they could go back kind of do again things that they've struggled with.
Yeah.
As even if I don't heed their advice, at least I have a little bit of a framework as to, okay, this isn't as unfamiliar as it could be.
Yeah.
So,
Do you got some, just for some good old storytelling, do you got any like stories that come to mind about just like significant moments of being mentored or even chastised? Give the folks at home something to...
I remember I was doing a children's message once, and my one professor...
Children's messages are
Children's
great
messages,
equalizer.
yeah.
Oh, they
By the
humble
way,
a person. I have some
you-
horror stories.
Never mind.
I have some... We
Let's hear
won't...
the horror stories.
This is one that I'm very thankful didn't actually happen like too severely. My professor said, never do this. There is that Sunday, which the text comes up, salt loses its saltiness. So he had an idea, which was give out crackers, some salted, some unsalted. And the kids couldn't tell the difference. They just liked getting the crackers, and the entire message was lost.
Yeah.
So what did I go and try and do at one congregation? I tried to do the exact same thing because that was stuck in my head so much. I couldn't think of another thing. No kids showed up that Sunday, but I went
grace of
through
God.
it by the grace of God. But yeah, that was one potential mishap. And then there's that great horror story. You're meeting with somebody who's just lost someone for the first time. You've been coached on what to do, and then you see them and you go, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
And then you have to rely on that training.
Yeah.
As human instinct is to get away from there as soon as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Don't engage. And the other thing is, don't actually acknowledge that you're dealing with death.
Yeah. Try to avoid the
Try
suffering.
to avoid the
That's
suffering.
the theologian of glory.
Absolutely. No, but
Yeah.
you have to go into the pain. And it was only through kind of that mentorship that I was like, no, I have a specific role and function that this person needs right now. And it is my responsibility to give that promise.
Yeah. Well, I think like, I love the fact that you're able to recall, like four significant mentors, sorry. That is such a beautiful thing. And I mean, connecting this scripturally, I think, all of the body language in the New Testament, Paul in 1 Corinthians, was it 12? The body with many members, and God has this unique way of building the church up with his body, and we're all built up by each other. And it's just such a beautiful thing that we're able to think back on these people who've poured into us, these other members of the body, and they've invested. And I've I think about guys we've had on this show. Like I think about someone like Ted, who was one of our first guests. When I think about a mentor who taught me how to listen and really be pastoral, that like I think of a guy like Ted, or like Grant, another guy on the show that I got to work with this summer, and he taught me a little bit about how to deal with church discipline and church conflict. Or I think of like I had another opportunity that I might have spoken on to serve at Bethlehem Lutheran Church in Outlook, and I remember I would go on hospital visits with Pastor Mac DeWall there, and like I remember him chastising me because we'd be walking down the long-term care hallway, and all the doors are open, and of course people are in the rooms, and I'd be gawking in the rooms, and Mac was saying, don't do that, that's assault on their privacy. And so I just think of how God is the giver of good gifts, and he gives us these mentors that from the body to build us up. And so I just it's a beautiful thing that you're able to recall these
absolutely
stories.
And before you ask why am I passionate about it, and I think it's because I realize that not everyone gets the chance to be with as many mentors as I did. And I hope that that's actually something that we address in our seminary systems kind of going forward, I think that having a little bit more of that apprenticeship model would be fantastic.
Yeah.
And the Lutheran Church has prided itself, and I think rightfully, for having a great education program, going for that Masters of Divinity. If we have I think that the practical stuff is, in this case, just as important.
Yeah.
If you can have all this kind of book knowledge, well, what good is it if you don't know how to instill it or actually deal with it in the field?
The apprenticeship model is so interesting, like when you think of like even trades work. And
Absolutely.
Like both Caleb does some trades work and I'm framing. And I have an opportunity to possibly be an apprentice carpenter. I'm not sure if that'll happen or not, but that's kind of what's something that I might be pursuing in the next little while. And yeah, just like, it's so interesting learning from this journeyman that I'm working under, and how he'll take me through the plans, and he'll be like, we're like, okay, so why am I doing what I'm doing? And he's like, all right, well, let's take a look at this, and I want to show you like how we're building this house and why we have to put these specific blocks in specific places. Yeah, this is why this all works together. And yeah, it's just, it's, I guess in some ways opened my eyes to that need for mentorship, where it's like, man, if I didn't have him, I would be totally lost.
Absolutely.
If I only had the knowledge of how to do it and not the practical application of watching him implement it and then being able to follow him in that, like, I would be lost, right?
You have the tools, but how do you actually construct the thing?
Yeah, exactly. And I've also had the privilege of that in like, a church context as well. Like, was working with Jeremy Osterwalder and Greg Rokas at Resurrection Lutheran Brethren Church in Camrose. And yeah, just two fantastic mentors that taught me so much about the life of the church, and like, just how to walk through day-to-day and pastoral ministry and parish ministry. And I think that will be something that I benefit from, like, for, every day of my life, but especially when I hope to get into some kind of formal ministry one day, right? And
It's also something beautifully humbling about being a mentee.
Sure.
Yeah.
As you do have to submit yourself to an authority, right? And
you don't know what you're doing.
No, you don't know what you're doing. And it's also good training wheels for saying, I am going to be serving God. I am under this pastor.
Yeah.
And when this pastor goes away and I'm on my own, I'm still under someone else. Right. So it's also this reminder of accountability.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just on the topic of tools for a second, I'm going to share a friend's story. He's a pipe fitter, works out many different locations. His mentor went and had him go to a master workshop and put in a request for a left-handed wrench and a sky hook. And you would best believe that the, I'll just say quartermaster there, had him wait for like 45 minutes before he went, these things don't exist. So it is supposed to be I think being a mentee is supposed to be a humbling experience as well. So it does expose everything that you don't know. And sometimes more blatantly. For a good purpose. For you.
And it's
earlier.
usually young people who need that humbling, right?
Oh, absolutely. Especially young men. Because we know everything, don't we?
Newsflash.
Yeah. It's like, I saw this episode will be coming out later, but like Flame and Lex Lutheran have just started a new podcast, and they've just released what a name.
Great name.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Shout out to Lex Lutheran. That's one of the best content creator names of all time.
But they just did an episode on like Christian influencers and how there's so many just like random people like us that don't really have a lot of formal training that just start talking about theology, and that can easily go wrong. And it helps. It reminds us that, we all have like some training, like we're not like totally helpless, but also we are by no means an authority, right? And
No,
And,
yeah.
like,
And the authority that we do exercise is something that's been passed down to us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? It's not something that we just conjure up on our own.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Flame and Lexington's message was, we need more people to mentor these people.
Absolutely.
Like that, to teach these people how to do what they're doing in a better way, in like a much in a more effective and
Well, and I think young people, and this is a tension I struggle with. It's like, should I be the one seeking out to be mentored, or should mentors be seeing the need and seeking me out?
Right.
Because I think intuitively young people feel the inadequacy, and they're like, man, I really admire this more experienced older person, but the awkwardness and the insecurity, it stops you from sort of approaching them. And so I feel like young people have this intuition that they need mentorship, but they don't have the means to really know how to go about starting that, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys get what I'm...
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I was at a seminary. One of the professors said, mentorship is typically most effective when the person being mentored picks their mentor.
Okay.
That's typically when it's most effective.
Yeah.
However, that was not the model that they used. They usually assigned. And there was 1 year where I was assigned, and there was 1 year that I kind of got to pick my mentor. Very different experiences.
Sure.
But both wonderful. Because that first experience, we went in cold. My mentor didn't know me. I didn't know him. But we ended up with such a great bond. And throughout all the time that we did worship together and ministry together, I think during service, we only tripped over each other once.
Wow.
So it can be a very great experience. And that's really when it's humbling, because you're really walking into someone's court.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
When you choose someone, there's a little bit of that privilege that, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but that
we're
came
buddy
along with
buddy,
it, right?
Yeah.
You get to mentor me. How lucky.
Exactly.
But because I sought this person out and was like, I want to learn what you have to say, I need a different perspective, I was intentionally looking for things that challenged me, which I thought was very, very important.
Yeah. I'm by the way, for all you viewers, I'm taking applications so I can mentor anybody who wants me.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out.
if you're looking for
Theology on the Rise is taking applications
Get in
now.
line.
Yeah. There's a waiting list, so put your name down immediately. Yeah.
No, we are, like I said before, we have no authority. We need mentors. If
We
you would
run a
like to
YouTube
mentor
channel,
us.
therefore we have the ultimate authority. Actually, that's
I'm actually
that's how that works, right? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely still looking to be mentored.
Yeah,
Definitely. That's the thing with mentorship is it's kind of like I don't think you ever really get to the point where you're like, okay, I've been mentored. I'm good. Like there's nothing, I've got it all figured out. I don't need any more help. I've arrived at my destination kind of thing. Like there's always more that you can learn from people.
The example that I just thought of right then was, what did the disciples do as soon as Jesus was taken from them? They learned under him for how long?
Yeah.
Right? They had listened to his
3 years.
parables. They had dwelt with him. They were part of the first Lord's Supper.
And some still doubted.
And then they went and hid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they had no leader.
Yeah, they had no leader.
Yeah.
And they needed a bit more. And isn't that the church?
Yeah.
Don't we always need just a little bit more leadership from God? Don't we need to listen to his word just a little bit more to be fed?
Mhm.
Yeah,
and that's the spirit too, right? Like,
absolutely.
Jesus said,
He sends us the helper.
I will send you the helper.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we cannot do any of this on our own, right? We
No.
can't even rightfully preach the gospel on our own. It's all by the power of the Holy Spirit.
Absolutely.
All by this divine mentorship.
It's a good one, Nathan.
This is a question for Paul, but any of us, I guess, any of you guys can answer this question as well. Can you think of like any specific examples where you learned something like invaluable, let's say, from a mentor figure, where there was a moment where you know, you saw them in action and you were like, you know, whatever like situation.
Eureka.
Yeah. Whatever the situation might have been. And you're like, that's how you do that. And this is like something that I'm going to adopt very specifically.
Actually, the first thing that I thought of, ironically enough, came from a book.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was this young pastor seeing another pastor in action. What we're talking
Hammer of
about.
God.
And it wasn't Hammer of God.
Oh, really?
I was just trying to guess.
You got to tell us
No,
what it was.
I'm forgetting the name of the book, but I know it's not Bo Gears.
Okay.
Okay.
And this pastor comes in, and the family's in crisis.
Mhm.
Mother's dying,
Mm-hmm.
and the pastor comes in, and he seems scatterbrained. He seems just as distraught and like crazed as the rest of the family.
Mhm.
And he buzzes around the room, goes here and there and everywhere, and then zips out the door.
Hmm.
And this young pastor is like, what the heck was that? But what he noticed was everyone was calm after that.
Hmm.
That was that pastor's way of showing his love to his congregation. And they responded to it. So in that class, reading that book taught me every pastoral relationship with their congregation is going to look different. A pastor has a special relationship with their congregation.
Yep.
And I'm starting to experience that a little bit here.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. And it's a wonderful thing to live out now. But I don't think that I could have been truly confident in myself if that professor hadn't slammed that book down and said, read this. So I'm not sure if that's an example that you were really looking for, but that's what stood out to me.
No, I think, I mean, and we were kind of talking about this prior to hitting the record button, like, but we can, like you guys were talking about how books can act as mentors just as much as, or I guess more specifically, like the authors of those books can serve as mentors to us even, and which is that really gets again into like the idea of the body and how that is like transcendental in a lot of ways, or not like transcends, like, you know, a book could be written by a scholar or a theologian hundreds of years ago, and then you pick up that book and you read it and you learn some incredible things from that.
Chronicles of Narnia. Mere Christianity. How many people has C.S. Lewis touched? Tolkien through his fantasy, which is a funny way of doing mentorship, but he is communicating to all of us through that, isn't he?
I wonder if that can also, like, we can kind of get into like examples of bad mentorship there too, you know, like just with media in general.
And
maybe
there's a few examples.
Maybe
there.
this is less. We're using mentorship very broadly, and maybe this is more like an influence. I don't know exactly how to say it, but like we receive so many messages from so many different places every day, right? And media especially can also act as just like a negative influence or mentor, as we even like this is kind of funny to say because we are the ones behind the camera, but like how many people are just behind a camera in their house talking about something, like they're just a guru about some specific thing, and you watch them online and you're like, yeah, they sound like they know what they're doing, so I'm going to follow what they do. And that might not be a good example of mentorship. Like this goes without saying, but like we should not be your mentors, right? Like if our relationship with you is only through a camera,
right?
That's not a good, that's not a mentor relationship. That's just an influence relationship. And that's not what we're talking about when we talk about mentorship, which I think maybe goes back to the books a little bit. And I wonder, would like an author of a book be like a mentor, or would that be more of like an influence? I don't know. I wonder. I don't know if we should make that distinction.
I'm wondering, even with the camera, question seems to me is, why are you doing the video? Like, what is your purpose? Are you trying to generate views and likes? Are you trying to put yourself out there because you think that you're worth it? Or are you trying to direct people to something? Right? Like, what is the end goal? What is your aim? So if your aim while doing, let's say, devotions online, like some pastors did, especially during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Was that just so that they could stay in contact with their congregation, or was it to reach out to people and direct them towards Christ and his promise?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that might be the big question there. So when I read through some of Martin Luther's sermons, I can still feel myself like getting convicted and kind of called back to the gospel through them.
Mm-hmm.
And in that way, I can say that Luther has been a mentor of mine. But there are certain times when reading Luther where it's like, okay, he's just kind of off doing his own thing, trying to figure something out in a very abstract way.
Right.
Let's pump the brakes there a little bit.
Yeah, that question is like making me have like a bit of an existential thought of like, why are we doing
What are
this
we doing?
episode?
Yeah.
Well, that's why you brought me on, wasn't it? Just to bring existential dread?
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, no, like our purpose here is not to promote ourselves. Like our purpose here is to promote the gospel ultimately, and then also like Lutheran theology and how we think that is the best like version of the proclaimed gospel. And yeah, I don't know. That's,
and you've said it multiple times too. You don't purport to be an expert. I certainly hope that I'm not coming off coming the other way either. But you do bring on people who have valid thoughts, right?
yeah. That's why you're here.
The first thing that you said during your interview with Ted was a great mentor to us. I think that was the very first sentence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
You won't stop talking about Flame, which is a joy to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think that by reading his books and engaging with his materials, songs,
that
has
is
been a mentor to you.
It is a mentorship relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one because it's like,
it's a weird kind of mentorship though, isn't it?
yeah, I don't consider like an
Impersonal in a
influencer,
way.
Yeah, like to be necessarily a mentor, but for sure, like Flame's stuff has had a profound impact on my theology and how I have come to, even just communicate things like baptism and the Lord's Supper and how I talk about those things is largely due to Flame's influence.
And I think this shows kind of that breadth of what mentorship can be. And why I'm so passionate about in person is because then you get specific convictions, right?
Yeah.
Like, Paul, that was a bad sermon this Sunday. Let's tighten this up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? That was too much law.
Yeah.
Add a little bit more Jesus next time, right? And then, sorry, Seth, go on.
No, I was just gonna, like, this in person has got me thinking, like, it's incarnational in a sense, it's in person, it's in flesh, and like this was part of the whole debate. I mean, I don't know how other sacramental traditions were debating about this during COVID, but like, do we do, the Lord's Supper over Zoom? Over Zoom, or like, what is the point of doing church service online? It's like, because, lots of people settle on the fact, well, worship and, being together, the incarnational aspect is important. The in flesh thing is important. There's, I mean, in this online age, it's so easy to escape the in flesh,
right?
And we'll hopefully be talking about that in a couple of weeks, Caleb?
Yeah, for an episode.
Steve,
special guest, yeah. So, although
that's the great joy with Lutheranism, because we're word and sacrament, right?
Yeah.
And even Bonhoeffer makes the point that the word becomes incarnational when we hear it.
Yeah.
It is a very
he walks among us when the
sermon
is preached.
Yeah. It's a beautiful, it's communion. And I think that going too far away from the in-person mentorship, the in-person worship, you realize something's missing. It's not that you can't benefit from something, but
not to dunk on
missing. No,
like reading material.
No,
yeah,
reading material's fantastic.
Yeah,
I've learned a lot. Very happy about that. But there is something missing.
Yeah.
To touch on maybe some of the negative aspects briefly of the people, yeah, like as we live in a digital age, and like human connection seems to be something that is becoming harder and harder over time, and where it's come to a point where it seems like for a lot of people, unless someone like literally falls, or like comes knocking on their front door, there's going to be a resistance and a reluctance to like seek out a mentor figure. Like this is speaking just very broadly about on the topic of mentorship, but we have a crisis right now in North America and probably across the globe of young people who have no idea what they're doing and are completely clueless in life, and they are desperately craving mentorship and in desperate need of people like that. But they don't have, kind of like you were saying, Seth, like there's a fear and there's an insecurity that comes with, I don't want to just like reach out to my pastor because that's like awkward or whatever. Would you come be my mentor?
Cringe.
Yeah, right. It's like there's so many different things that can kind of make that difficult. So I think what I'm seeing is in place of that, we have a lot of young people who are going to like Jordan Peterson and like online figures as to fill in that need for that mentorship.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate, right? It's because, and like, I'm going to go on a limb
Talking
here and say that Andrew Tate,
bad mentors.
maybe Andrew Tate isn't the best example of that for like a young Christian man, right? So
there are far better that you can find.
There's a lot of like, going back to the topic of online mentors and influencers, like Flame, an example of a fantastic, influence / mentor figure on someone's life. The inverse of that is you have, again, guys like Andrew Tate, where it's like, this is a less optimal person to look to. So
to follow.
Yeah. So that just like, that's a whole topic about just,
and that's
absent, maybe absent fathers and that our country is currently facing. And there's a hunger for solid mentorship and a hunger for that guidance. But I think that young people nowadays are just completely not able to like seek it out. And I think the reality most of the time is that if you want that, you have to seek it out.
Yeah.
Like it's rare that something comes to you. Like,
and it works, like
mm-hmm.
I had the privilege a few years ago to ask my pastor,
mm-hmm.
would you be my mentor? And he said, yes. What would you like to be mentored in? And I didn't know the answer to that question at first.
Yeah.
But we had a few meetings and then I ended up doing an internship under him. And it was like, ask your pastor, maybe not your pastor, maybe ask a wise figure in your life, like an older Christian man or woman, or just someone that that you can see is wise. There's fruit coming out of their life, and find someone who will walk with you, convict you, just criticize you in a way that builds you up, know, and it's a really important topic. Like we could probably talk about this forever.
3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah, Paul was begging us for
We
3
can do
hours.
it.
So I had to fend him off for you guys.
No, the question that you bring up is so critically important and far beyond my pay grade.
Pastors get paid a lot, but
Not a pastor.
Okay.
Still a vicar. The one thing that I can say had a profound effect on my life was you go by a room with people laughing. And you go, okay, that's a group that I want to be a part of. I don't know quite what's going on, but something good is happening. And I think that's part of the vocation of the church, part of one of the things that we get to do. Right? We get to model out good mentorship. On both, like me as a seminarian, and for, I think, lay people as well. This is why we have catechesis, Right? This is why we should have a large catechism of studies.
Hmm.
So we're always wanting not to just learn more, but to dwell with God more. And then when people see that joy radiating out of you, like you said, it bears good fruit. People see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I think that we could talk about
Absolutely.
mentorship for
Bring us home, Nate
a
Dogg.
long time. Yeah. Would someone like to just kind of summarize what we what we talked about a little bit? Is there a good way to like say? I guess I'll try. Okay. Find a good mentor. Find a wise mentor. And I think that kind of summarizes like what we just talked about.
And a big thing there too is one thing we haven't talked about is pray for a good mentor. Ask God.
Yeah, ask God to lead you to it.
Ask God to lead you. I mean, he's the big mentor.
The divine mentor.
The grand poobah.
That's his name. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe. Good stuff. Well, Paul, thank you for letting us invade your house for
This has been a pleasure. Thank you for
all the
having
way-
me. Thank you for coming.
north in Valhalla Center, Alberta. Super fun drive on the way
Put
up.
that on your travel logs. Put that on your bucket list.
Yeah, come and visit Paul.
Valhalla,
Like,
Alberta.
come to Valhalla Lutheran Church on a Sunday. Let Paul know that you saw the episode and just needed to come and see it for yourself, and then ask him to be your
In all of
mentor.
his glory. Yeah.
Yes. 5,000 people at once, preferably.
Watch him do a children's message. Yeah. Oh, Paul, thanks so much for joining us for the show. Like, yeah, it was way back in May that Paul and I were on a long drive back from the NALC Youth Convention in Outlook, Saskatchewan, and Paul was like, "You guys should come up to Valhalla sometime and just we'll do an episode, hang out."
And you did.
And we
Yeah.
did.
We did.
This is
It happened.
This is the hopefully not the only of its kind, but it definitely is the first of its kind.
Yeah,
Traveling
Travel
somewhere
episode.
to visit
Yeah.
some poor sap. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Impose upon someone.
We've gotten a savior complex coming up here.
Yes.
to be with you. We're like, we really just got to go see Paul.
Renewed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you so much, Paul, for opening up your home. And
Mhm.
yeah, we're excited to see what God does with you as you enter into the last year before ordination. And
Wow.
yeah, be praying for Paul and his
Big
family.
cheese.
They have
Mm-hmm.
one young son and another on the way.
Now they're on the way now.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
pretty exciting. So just be praying and yeah. Thanks. Anyway, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. As always, we are excited that you're still following us after such a long time. And we pray that you would continue. However, like we said in this episode, we're not authority figures, so don't follow us too closely.
Yeah.
Anyway, have a great night or day or whatever time it is right now. And we'll see you in the next one.
God bless.
Take care, guys.
God bless.
All right, boys.
The ending was rather devastating.
Good morning. Good morning.
We're gonna go visit this church.
Yeah. Horizontal.
The Sanctus.
You are mine. I love that all.
Nice pulpit.
What's up, risers? Rise and shine. Here we are, day 2 of the Valhalla experience. We're heading back to civilization now.
Back out of Valhalla. We had a great episode with Paul last night. Just a great time with Paul. Just hung out, and got to chat, watch a movie, that kind of thing. Yeah. No, it was a good time of just relaxation and
You guys feel
encouragement.
how'd you feel about the episode?
Good.
It was good.
We were unfortunately pretty tired when it happened. So
Yeah.
if you see some dead stares when the episode comes out, just know it was a long day. But it was a really fruitful conversation with Paul. He had a lot of passion and insights. So always good.
The dead stare is something I've been trying to work on personally. Like I find when I'm not talking, and I'm just kind of passively listening, my face just kind of like stonewalls a little bit. So actually, this podcast has been a great opportunity to practice like active listening, because you have to, because it's like
If
you
want
have to say
participate
something
in the conversation, you have to like actually listen. So
and like you owe it to your guest to like you know, when he says something, to kind of build off of what he's saying.
Yeah, because we're trying to be good hosts.
Yeah. Which is so hard.
Yes.
It's so hard.
So, but yeah, no, I thought it was a great episode, and excited for everyone to see it. I think it's a really important topic. Probably something that we can talk with Paul about again at some point. But yeah, tell us what you thought of our vlogs as part of the episode, and more of like an edited Theology on the Road episode. It'd be kind of fun to do a few more of these.
Yeah.
Not like scheduled, but just whenever an opportunity comes up to go and visit a pastor somewhere or something. So, yeah, let us know what you thought.
Yeah. Theology on the Road. Let us know what you think of that. If that's something you hate.
Our specials.
If you hate it, we won't do it again. But
be nice in the comments section.
it could be fun. It could be something that we develop even. Like it'd be so cool to just like pull over on the side of the road and just do like a brief like 10-minute maybe intro to the episode.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
With the flatness of Alberta's landscape in the background.
Yeah. No, it's a cool opportunity. It's just like, it's good for us too, as we think about developing the ministry of Theology on the Rise and like what we can do. And yeah, it was good to just like be able to go and visit all of Valhalla, kind of a little bit more of an isolated place. And
that is its own ministry. Like encouraging, going out to visit and encouraging and offering fellowship, breaking the bread together. I think that's really cool. I'm glad we got to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, guys. Let us know in the comments what you thought of this episode. Also, let us know in the comments what you think of Nathan's chiseled jawline. I want to. What do the people think?
Comment on that.
They'll comment on that one. Okay, fair enough.
Fiance.
He does have a fiance. Sorry, ladies. But yeah, that's it from us for today. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And if we survive the trip back to Edmonton, you'll hear more from us. So, okay.
All right.
God bless you guys.
Later.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Theology on the Rise. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and please leave a comment in the comment box down below. Tell us what you think of the episode. Tell us what topics you'd like to see covered in future episodes. We really appreciate all of your support, and we hope to catch you in the next one. Take care.